Hello and welcome. It's Braden Lasecki, Account Manager with Autovance Technologies, here to bring you my top 5 things to consider as your dealership showroom is able to open again. Now these are a collection of my observations, insights, and a mixture of the conversations that I've had with dealers. So hopefully you see some value, and let's dive on in. All right, number 1, safety first. I know everybody is super excited to have their dealerships open again. Weather's getting a little bit warmer in some places. People are out buying cars, enjoying the weather, golfing, you name it. I think it's just important we all keep in mind to practice the social distancing guidelines that all of our provinces have set out. Make sure we're doing business in the safest way possible. Now, I know some dealers have plexiglass for their service departments, only so many people in the showroom at a certain time. And I just think the more and more excited we get, we just got to, keep our eye on the prize, stay safe, whether it's appointment only, whether it's continuing to do things over Zoom calls. As long as we're taking the necessary precautions, to keep everybody safe, we're going to have a very successful reopening. Second thing I think that we keep in mind as we go to reopen our dealerships, showrooms, is that things are a lot different now. We spent the last couple months having, no sales department or dramatically modified sales department, maybe nobody in the showroom. So, we've leaned into technology such as Zoom meeting, sending worksheets to customers, doing a lot more business over the phone on the terms of the customer. So, as much as I don't want to call it the new normal, we do need to embrace that things are going to be a little bit different. Perhaps we should be meeting our customers where they want to meet, whether that is those making appointments to come into the showroom or doing a little bit more online than we're used to. I think it's important we embrace the new normal and we don't just immediately jump back to how things were before. Somewhere in the middle, we're all going to win. We're going to have a really successful dealership, a real successful sales department. If we take the things that we've learned through our quarantine, along with the way we've always done business, somewhere right in the middle, we're going to find some success. All right, the third thing to consider as your sales department opens back up and your showroom opens back up is just to get your tools right. Whether we're talking CRM, desking tool, your finance department, or any of the integrations between your providers, and make sure your team's got what they need to succeed. Make sure they have everything they need for a fast, efficient operations here. Hopefully our time in quarantine or our time closing or reducing teams has taught us a couple lessons. Maybe we've took some training, maybe we've honed in on the software we do have, but just make sure, take the time, make sure everything's talking to each other. Maybe one of your providers has an integration that you don't know about. Maybe your CRM has some integrations, to save double entry of data. Anything you can really do to make sure everything's flowing as smooth as possible. So that when you're back in the showroom, you can focus really on what we're trying to do here, and that's sell cars. Number 4, take advantage of the fact that you now have a smaller team. If you did in fact have to lay some salespeople off or reduce the size of your sales team, and maybe you hired the lock guy on to sell cars, it's time to make the most of it. Give everybody the opportunity to sell a bunch of cars, make a bunch of money. And the busier your guys are, the deeper of a relationship they're going to be able to make with each customer. So, don't look at it as a bad thing that you're down to a skeleton crew. Make sure everybody's putting in 100%. And with a small team, you're really going to be able to squeeze the most out of everything you got and hopefully end up with a dramatically stronger operation as a whole. All right, number 5 on my list of things to do as you prepare to reopen your dealership showroom. Hey, stay positive. Make sure we ride the wave of positivity and good weather and the fact that everything's opening back up. We all as an industry, as a nation, have had a couple really tough months. So let's make sure we're staying on it. Everyone's given their all. And in the end, if we're all positive, we're going to be extremely successful. And that's what we're after. Hey, thanks for taking the time to check out my top 5. On behalf of Autovents and Quorum Information Systems, we're going to keep doing what we do, continue providing dealers with the software they need, and all the support we possibly can to make sure they're living the best lives in car dealerships across North America.